today's live workshop. I'm so excited to be here. I love talking about this kind of stuff. I could talk about it all day long. So I'm excited for you guys to be here. Again, this is the 8 Ps of progress. And today what we're going to cover is the things that hold you back from what you want. You have beautiful ambitions. You have amazing ideas. You have brilliant things in your brilliant mind. And I think it is one of the great tragedies of this world when we set a goal that we can't complete. Because if you set that goal, that's something you desire. That's something that you want to put into this world. And that's a beautiful thing. So I want to help you make that happen today with a proven system. The system is called the 8 Ps of progress. I'm going to pull this up really quickly. And we will get moving on the 8 Ps of progress. So what this is the simplified 8 steps to get you from not knowing exactly what you want to doing that thing. This isn't just a thought process. This isn't just something that we're going to talk about. This is something you're actually going to put into action today. You're going to walk away from this session with a list of action steps for you to actually take and make progress starting today. That's a huge piece of the puzzle, is to just start. Let's start with this. You are brilliant. You are talented. You are gifted. You are a superhero. You have what is called superpowers. And your superpowers are your conscious and subconscious mind. You also have the ability your body is amazing. It can heal itself. You are amazing in so many ways. And so I just want to start there. I want you to understand that you are enough right now. Right exactly where we are. Sometimes when we think about progress, we think, oh, I need to achieve something because I'm not good enough as I am. That's actually not true. What you are right now is what makes the change and the progress possible. I want you to shift that in your mind right now and then keep that forever. What you are right now is what makes everything else you do possible. You are enough, you are brilliant, you are amazing, and you deserve to live your dreams right now. The world needs you. The world needs your dreams. The world needs your brilliance. And that's what I want you to work on today. To realize that when you are living small, when you are holding yourself back, it's not only affecting you. I mean, it's affecting you obviously in a huge way, but it's also affecting the people around you who need you, who need your brilliant ideas and your amazingness. So today I want you to work through this 8 Ps of progress so that you can share your brilliant talents and gifts and dreams with not only with yourself and with your own family, with the circle around you, but as you lift and grow, the world becomes a better place. So what is the problem exactly? What is holding us back from what we want? If we have all these beautiful ambitions and we are enough to make it happen, why can't it just happen? Why aren't we all perfectly successful and perfectly happy and the right everything? What is the problem? What's holding us back? Let me ask you a couple of questions and see if you fit into any of these or if you resonate with any of these questions. Do you feel that you are stretched so thin that it's difficult to find time or energy to prioritize yourself? Maybe you're stuck in a wheel of serving other people and there's not enough left in the tank for you. Do you feel frustrated because you have started this before? You've tried to get healthy before. You've tried to improve your business before and it worked for a little while, but then you fell back into old ways. Are you feeling that frustration? Do you just need a push? Maybe you have good ideas and you're ready to go and you have the goals laid out, but you just need someone to give you permission to start. Maybe you just need a little bit of motivation, a little bit of a boost. Or maybe you have so many amazing, brilliant ideas in your head that it is just noise and it's hard to keep track of it all and it's hard to sift through what is most important. So that is what I want you to think about. Ask yourself, is your mind like a pinball machine and you're going all over the place thinking about a million different things at once? If so, don't worry. If you resonate with any of those questions I just asked, you are not alone. This is not a problem that only you are experiencing. The problem isn't even you. The problem is how we have been taught to set goals. There are years and years and years worth of research showing that There's certain ways to set a goal. You sit down and you write it out, and then you magically will achieve it. Well, the problem is there are many, many pitfalls along the way in that traditional route of goal setting. And that's what holds us back from achieving those dreams. So let's talk about those 5 pitfalls of traditional goal setting. Pitfall number 1 is the lack of focus. That last question I asked you, where your mind is like a pinball machine, I've been there, I feel that. And when you start your goals list with everything in mind, you lack focus. And that is where you get overwhelmed. This is where the overwhelm part of goal setting comes from. Maybe the list is so long that you don't even know where to start. Problem number 2 is the lack of direction. I know what I want. I see the vision in front of me, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know what steps to take. So we're going to remove some of those barriers and make that progress easier. Problem number 3, whoops, skipped a page. Problem number 3 is lack of accountability. So often we start off well, and then we don't even remember what the plan was. Maybe we didn't write it down, or maybe we set New Year's resolutions, and by February 1st, February 3rd, we're like, wait, what was the goal? Any of you feeling that right now? It is February 3rd. So the key is to form patterns. We are going to shift the way that you look at your goals so that it becomes a frequent thing in your life instead of I'll wait till January 1st or I'll wait till Monday. This needs to be habitual. This needs to be something that is consistent. And that accountability is not only, some people think that accountability is only accountable to other people, but I'm going to teach you a couple of ways to be accountable to yourself and other people today and what the benefits of those are. Problem number 4 is the lack of follow through. Often we can start. So many of us can do really well with something, whatever it is, for a week or two, and then we fall off the wagon. Why? Why is that happening? Let me just give you a little bit of relief here. It's not your fault. It's actually the chemistry in your brain's fault. The way that your brain is wired is holding you back because, we'll get to it in just a minute. But problem number 5, pitfall number 5 of traditional goal setting is the lack of happiness. If you don't love what you're doing, you're unlikely to continue to do it. If it never feels like enough, then your brain wonders, well, what is the point? So let's give weight loss for an example. If you have a goal to lose 10 pounds, and then as soon as you reach that 10 pounds, you're like, actually, let's move it 5 more. Let's do 5 more, and then 5 more. And you're just constantly moving the benchmark. What you're doing is you're sending yourself a signal of, okay, I set a goal, but when I got there, it wasn't good enough. So what was the point? Do you see what the problem is with that one? You hold yourself back by not celebrating your success, by not enjoying the process. So we're going to shift that today, and I'm going to teach you how to focus on what you are doing, and you'll be able to do so much more. It's time to change all of that. Like I said, we've got 5 major problems that come up all the time. Many, many of us have all felt this. If you felt this, type in the chat, yes, which one you think applies to you the most, the focus, the accountability. Type in the chat which one is the one that you struggle with. So let's just dive right into it. The 8 P's of progress is the revolutionary goal setting system that sets you up to succeed in one day, 1 hour. In the next hour, we're going to get this done, and it is going to be, we're going to be rocking and rolling. Okay, good. Focus, accountability, they're coming in the chat. Awesome. Lots of you have different things that you are working on, and you feel the 5 different pitfalls, right? That's why there's 5, because we're all different and we all experience this in different ways. But we want to make sure that we cover all of those so that you know how to succeed no matter what the struggle is. All right, really quickly, for some of you who don't know who I am, I'm going to quickly tell you my story and how I came to be obsessed with this process of setting goals, forming habits, and long-term success. My name is Susie B. I am the mom of 4 fantastic kids. I'm married to my very best friend. I live in Idaho. I'm a country girl, and I love the wide open spaces. I love to be outside. You can see this picture here with the waterfall in the background. My element is water. I am very, very empowered by water, and I love to be outside experiencing things like that. You can see the lake also. Those are my places. Those are my happy places. So one thing you should know about me is that I am obsessed with the human body. I absolutely love the human body. You can see different ways that I incorporate this into my life in this picture. I am a certified personal trainer. I teach personal training classes and one-on-one from my home in Idaho. And I also have some online programming to help people, no matter where you are, to understand and love your body. I'm also a published author. I published the book Life Conscious. You can see it on my book or my shelf over here, Life Conscious by Susie B. This is very much the philosophy behind the way that I teach, the way that I work, and the way that I live. We're going to cover some of that today. So like I said before, I love the human body. I can't get enough of it. I've studied it since I was 12 years old, and I continually study it now. I have a bachelor's degree in health education, and I'm a certified personal trainer and have been since 2009. In 2010, I started my at-home personal training business. And what I wanted to do was help my clients their way. I worked for a gym for a while, and I felt like I had to do it the gym's way. So I went off on my own, and I tried to help my clients their way. And one of those consistent things that came up for everyone that I was working with was the holidays. It's hard to stay on track through the holidays. So one of the very first programs I created it's called Healthy and Happy Through the Holidays. And I help my clients get from Halloween to New Year's Day with their health intact. And it was a 60-day program. And it was super fun. And we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. But when the program was over, we all kept doing those things. We all kept working on those 10 tasks, but we weren't actually working on it. We weren't being accountable to each other. We weren't thinking about them, but those results just kept happening for us. It was absolutely magical. So I jumped into research mode, and I had to find out how to replicate this process, why these results had happened the way they did. And so over the next 7 years, I ran this program a myriad of different ways with hundreds of different people. And I tried and tested and proved every variable I could think of. And I created what is now referred to as Healthy and Happy. Lots of you are on this call are in my current Healthy and Happy group members. So welcome to Mary and Casey and Melody and Callie. You guys are awesome. And I'm excited that you guys are currently in this Healthy and Happy program, feeling those magical results right now. You four that are in here, if you want to type in magic in the chat or type in a couple of your favorite results that you have felt on this program, we'd love to hear from you. So I loved and researched and created this program. And then I went through a battle with postpartum depression, and I discovered that I needed to work on my own mental health. And with postpartum depression, I found I just didn't feel like me anymore. And so when I went to a doctor and they said, you need to work on your mental health, I sat down and I went through the Healthy and Happy program, but instead of with physical health habits, I set mental health habits for myself. And this put me on a path to discovery that would change my life. I learned that if I just focus on a few simple tasks, that I could accomplish so much at a time, but make it small, make it simple, make it almost too small and too simple, but the results that came from that were absolutely massive. I was able to reconnect with myself. I was able to regain my confidence and my motivation and all of that I had lost with my battle with postpartum depression. And so after I went through that and I figured out, okay, this works for physical health and mental health. What else does this work for? So I tried it with my finances and with my marriage and with my family relationships, with my spirituality and with my parenting. And every single time the results were the same. We work on it for 60 days and then it's just a habit after that. I don't have to think about it anymore, but it kept on happening. So then I decided I needed to share this message. This way of incredible living changed the way that I see the world, and I wanted to share the message. So I published my book, Life Conscious, and I created the Healthy and Happy program, but I wanted to make it massively accessible. So I've turned it into an online course. So not only do I do it with my personal training clients that come to my home, but I also do it online. So no matter where you are in the world, I can help you master your health and habits. I also started the Habits and Humor podcast, which is a show about lightening the weight of progress and success. And we start with embarrassing moments and funny stories and turn them into life lessons that can help you progress in a way that is fun and uplifting instead of heavy and weighty. And the other way that I share my message is through the Habits and Humor Facebook community, which we are in right now. So welcome to all of you that have found that. And thank you for being here. So let's go back to the problem. What is holding us all back? We have those 5 problems, right? Those 5 pitfalls that we talked about. But good news, there are solutions to every single one of these. So let's take them down one at a time. Problem number one is the lack of focus. Like I talked about before, your pinball mind, if we're focusing on finances and faith and health and fitness and family and all of these things at the same time, your brain can't focus. However, if you choose one at a time, if you pick one big pillar focus to focus on and then form some habits under that, that is where the magic happens. That's where your magical, amazing brain gets on board and you can actually make lasting change. So we're going to simplify the process. This is going to take out all the overcomplicated, over intense nonsense that's out there in the world right now that take people on that up and down roller coaster ride. This is a straight incline. Okay, this is one way to make sure that you are constantly moving forward without the downfalls and the overwhelm and all of that. It's not going to make you perfect. Anyone who's worked with me knows that we don't talk about perfection, but we are constantly working for progress, constantly working for a little bit more, a little bit what's next. So that's the solution number one, is to have one focus. Type in the chat what your focus is right now. We're going to go through this in just a minute. But one of the ones that you want to work on, what is a big area of your life that you need help with right now? Maybe it's finances, maybe it's spirituality, maybe it is a family relationship, maybe it's your mental health, maybe it's your self-care, maybe it's your physical health, maybe it's whatever it is. Go ahead and type that in the chat and share it with us. Your one pillar. Like I said before, so once you have your one pillar, you can form habits that are all under that one focus. And that gives you direction. That solves two major problems. The one where we don't know what to focus on, and the one where we overwhelm ourselves with all the possibilities and options. This is a direct route to your personalized happiness. Simplifying the pathway to progress. Habits make it simpler, make it easier, make it possible to find happiness, success, and progress in every aspect of your life, long term. That's the difference between habits and everything else in the world. Long term. We're not talking about what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks. We're talking about what you can do in the next 8 weeks that will change your entire life. So let's simplify it. If we're going to simplify the process, I want to break it down to 1, 2, 3. 1, your one pillar focus. We already talked about this. This solves the problem of focus. Once you have that one big focus, then you are able to harness your entire brain and focus your life on making this one thing happen. It's not that you're going to put all the other things to the side. It's not like you have to stop doing everything else, but this is the one that you're going to fully commit to for 2 months. So one pillar focus, type them in the chat. Yeah, we got mental health in here. We've got physical health. Yes. Okay, beautiful. So number 2 then is your superpowers. Oh, actually, let me ask you a question first. Why all of these good things that you're talking about that you want to fix, why would I have you choose just one? Because we want to overcome that overwhelm, right? We want to overcome all of the things at once. We want to be able to focus. We want to be able to succeed and make sure that we are actually making long-term brain changes that will stay with us. So let me tell you a quick story. This is Washington, D.C. This is one of my very favorite places in the universe, and I love to go here. It makes me humble and proud and grateful all at the same time. And so my family and I went here. This is my husband and my baby and my mother-in-law down here in the corner. And we went on vacation here in 2010. And that same year, Hurricane Irene also hit. And that was a massive hurricane. It was so big that it shut down the entire city of New York. So we were in Washington, D.C. in an absolute downpour. It was pouring rain on us every single day and just crazy, crazy winds. But we were there to see the sights, and see them we did. So we found ourselves one day at the top of the Lincoln Monument. This architecturally, this building is absolutely incredible. But what it stands for, the legacy of this person, and what this building means is even more amazing than that. So from the top of this building, or the top of the stairs, you can see for miles in every direction. It's so beautiful. So we found ourselves atop those stairs, and it was pouring rain, and we wanted to get down to the reflecting pool that you can see here. So we went to get in line in the elevator. Like I said, my daughter was there in her little stroller there, and we were going to take the elevator down. But the line to the elevator was huge because of the rain. So we were like, we don't want to wait in line. So we went over to the stairs, and there's 2 ways you can take a stroller downstairs. Either you take the baby out and you fold it up and you carry the baby in the stroller down the stairs, or you keep the baby in the stroller and then one person holds the front wheels and one person holds the back wheels, and you lift her up and carry her down the stairs like an Egyptian empress. So that's what we did. I held the back and my husband held the front, and we lifted her up and we were trudging down the stairs. And I happened to be in a flip-flop phase of life, and I was wearing flip-flops this day in the pouring rain on the marble stairs. Are you doing the math here? Yes, you're absolutely right. I fell on my bum all the way down, like totally fell on these stairs completely. My feet whooshed out from underneath me and I fell down on my back, soaking wet. You know, my hands, I'm holding the baby, so I couldn't even catch myself. So I'm laying there in a heap, soaking wet. And I pulled this picture back up because remember, if you can see for miles in every direction, everyone in every direction can see you. So not only did I fall down the stairs, but I fell down the stairs in front of thousands of people. All of these people watching me fall in all of my glory. And I'm totally embarrassed and I jump up really quick. Oh, by the way, my daughter was fine. I saved the baby, sacrificed myself and caught the stroller. She was fine. So I jump back up and we keep going. And wouldn't you believe it? Within the next 5 steps, I fell a second time. I went all the way down, time number 2, and I fell all the way down to my back again, had to save the stroller. Oh man, so these same people, I mean, there's hundreds of people at this monument all the time. And that line at the elevator was right next to where we were. Oh man, so many people watching and asking, like, oh, are you okay? Or asking to help me up and all this. Oh, it was glorious. So I'm totally embarrassed and I jump back up and we keep going down the stairs and I tell my husband, like, maybe you should just take the stroller by yourself because I am going to slip and fall and I'm kind of a mess here. She's in danger in my hands. So he takes the stroller and he goes off down the stairs and I keep walking down the stairs and I'm like being extra careful, like I'm walking on shards of glass or something. And I get almost to the bottom and I'm regaining my confidence. And I'm like, okay, I remember how to walk. And I go down a 3rd time. So on the same flight of stairs in front of these same people, not only do I fall once, I fell twice, I fell a 3rd time, but I didn't just fall on the 3rd one. I like all the way to the bottom of the stairs and land in this soaking wet puddle at the bottom. It was so embarrassing. Oh man. I tell you this story because it's hilarious, but also because it's a great demonstrator for when you take on too much at once, it can lead to disaster. So in my business, I use pillars as your big goals, your big focus. And I use steps to represent the habits that will get you there, that will build those pillars in your life. So if you take on 87 habits and all 36 of these pillars all at the same time, you're going to fall. You're going to fail. You're going to set yourself up for some serious heartache. It's not that failing and falling are not, I mean, those are part of the process. That's absolutely going to happen. But you also want to be able to set yourself up so that you know you can succeed, so that you know if you take on a little bit at a time, just simplify the process ever so slightly, you will make all the difference in your pathway of progress. This here is the Jefferson Monument. And this is just a little ways down the road from the other one. But look here, there's only 5 steps on this building. There's only 5 steps to those amazing pillars. So I want you to think of this as your focus, as what we are building here. So you've got your pillars here that are your big, awesome, spectacular goals. And then you've got your 5 steps down here, 3 to 5 steps that will help you to form habits so that you can make those big pillar goals a reality. So Life Conscious is the philosophy behind everything that I teach and everything that I do in forming simplified habits with simplified progress that lead to massive life-changing results. If we take the words out of this logo here, what we're left with is 3 simple steps to 1 pillar and your 2 superpowers, your conscious and subconscious. So 1, 2, 3, 1 pillar, 2 superpowers, 3 habits. All right, so we've got our 1 pillar, your 2 superpowers are your conscious and subconscious mind. Your conscious is what you are aware of and thinking about intentionally. Your subconscious is all the things that happen on autopilot, so you don't have to think about them. We want your success, we want your daily habits to become subconscious. That's why you need both of your superpowers. And 3 habits is going to keep you from getting overwhelmed. Between 3 and 10. Start with 3 and then work your way up to 10. Science shows that the conscious mind can handle 10 tasks at a time. So we don't want to overwhelm that, but we also don't want to underwhelm that either. And just working on one thing at a time isn't super successful because if you work on 3 things under one focus, they actually work together. So let's take, I don't know, a family relationship, for example. If you want to improve your parenting, you want to become a better parent, one thing you can do is to give your kid 3 hugs per day. Another thing you can do is to give your kid compliments every single day. And another thing you can do is find a way to serve your child each day. As you serve your child, it will make you love them more and it will make you see them more positively, and you'll be able to come up with 3 things easier. As you come up with 3 things easier, you'll want to give that child a hug. And as you give that child a hug and you feel that physical connection, you'll want to serve them more. Obviously, this is powerful in that you can see how your habits work together. So start with three habits under one pillar. We're going to get to this in just a minute. We're talking about what it is, and then we'll put it in action in just a few minutes. So solution number 1 is 1 pillar. Solution number 2 is the 3 to 10 habits. Let's put it into action right now. Those 2 problems are solved with the 8 P's of progress: the lack of focus and the lack of direction. So with the 8 P's of progress, we take you from wanting to doing. We take you from wishing to living. In this hour, we're going to give you clarity and direction and actionable steps that you can take to start and then keep going. Often we can start on our own, but it's the keep going part that we struggle with. This quote is from Martin Luther King Jr., and I love it. It's very empowering. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Sometimes it feels really heavy and the goals that you want feel humongous. Those big, strong pillars, they're beautiful, but sometimes they feel really far away. And if your goal is up here and you are down here, that gap seems really big. But if you just start, just begin, and you continually move toward that goal, it always gets closer to you. When people say, what is the fastest way to lose weight? To start right now. That's the fastest way. Don't let time pass you by. Simplify the process by just starting. Act, get going, do something about it. We can talk about it all day long. You can read books about it all day long, but until you act and you actually do something, that is where the changes happen. That is where you come to really live a life you love. So this 8 P's of progress comes in 3 parts. The first part is the ready. So get ready. We're going to ponder, prioritize, and plan. The 8 P's. All of these start with P. That's why it's called what it is. Ponder, prioritize, and plan. This is the first piece of the puzzle. Then we get set with place, partner, and pardon. And finally, the last phase is go. This is where we have patience and we party. This is where everything picks up and things really happen. So I want you to get out your notebooks. I want you to get them out right now, because this is where things start to get interesting. This is where we're actually going to start writing, pen to paper. If you are in the Healthy and Happy program, welcome and congratulations on making it through all 9 weeks of your health goals. It's amazing. If you are ready to, or if you want to take your health to the next level, ponder upon what you want to do with that. If you are not in the Healthy and Happy program, this is the first time you're doing this drill, this practice. There we go. So right now, I just want you to get out a blank sheet of paper and I want you to write down what you want. What do you want in your life? What do you want? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to make more money in your business? Do you want to be a better parent? Do you want to improve your marriage? Do you want to be happier? Do you want to reconnect with yourself? What do you want to do in your life? Go ahead and write. Right now. I'm gonna have you go on this just for about 30 seconds. Just start writing. Don't hold yourself back. Don't choose what to write and what not to write. Just write everything. Write it all down. Write what you want. What are your goals? Maybe they're small. Maybe they're big. I want to get 10,000 steps a day. I want to pray every day. I want to become a certified personal trainer. I want to, whatever it is, go ahead and write down what you want. Don't hold yourself back. Don't decide what needs to be written and what's realistic. That's not part of this step. Just write it all down. I don't care how big it is, how crazy it is, just write it all down. Okay, so now that you are going and focusing on this, you can continue to write. I'm going to move into the next step, the next P, prioritize. This is one of the most important steps that we will do today, because this is where we simplify. All the things that you just wrote down on that page are beautiful, amazing, valuable, and should be part of your life. You can have it all, but you can't have it all at once. If you've ever tried, you know how quickly you burn yourself out. So now we prioritize with our 1, 2, 3. That's why I told you about those processes. One pillar. On that page, there are several things that apply to one part of your life. What's the one that speaks the loudest? What's the one that most of them apply to? Is it your self-care? Is it your health? This is a big overarching piece of your life. Big pillar. Health, physical health, mental health, finances, faith, family, business. What are the things that you're writing down? What is the one that speaks the loudest to you? What is the one that calls to you today? Now we're going to harness the power of your 2 superpowers by forming 3 habits. So write down 3 things you can do. 3 things you can do to make this one pillar happen. 3 things you can do right now to make this one pillar happen. If there's more than 3, you can go up to 10. If you can't come up with 3, then start with just a couple. And as we go through this process, they'll start to come into your mind and they'll start to filter in a little bit. Okay, now I want you to fill in your blueprint. So this is the plan. I'm putting in the Zoom live chat right now. I'll put it in the Facebook chat in just a minute. I can't do both at the same time, but this is where you fill in what's called the blueprint. If you're new to this program, the blueprint is your goal tracking system to keep you on track from day 1 all the way until subconscious succession. We'll talk about what that is in just a minute. You need to pick a start date. I always tell people to start on the next coming Monday. So today is Thursday. I want you to start in 4 days. Start Monday, because that naturally is a place where your body, your physiology knows that Monday is a new day. Monday is a new week. And it's the start of the work week for most places in the world. And so Monday is a great time to start. If you don't want to wait till Monday, that's fine. But in my programming, I always have people start on the next coming Monday. Don't put this off. Don't wait till weeks down the road or months down the road. Start today. So fill in your blueprint with those 3 habits. A blueprint is simply a tracking system. So I want you to write down your 3 habits and your start date and your pillar. So there's 3 parts: your pillar, what your big focus is, your 3 habits that all apply to that one focus, and your start date. That's all you need to write down. Now we need to plan if you need any preparations. Part of the program that the Healthy and Happy clients here, you guys know that I have you buy fruits and vegetables before we start so that you have access to those, because that's a part of the program. I also have you set your bedtime schedule so that you go to bed on time the night before you begin, so that you get your full night's rest. Whatever your goal is, ask yourself, what do I need to have in order to make this happen? What do I need to do? What do I need to make sure is here? If your goal is to read a self-help book for 10 minutes a day, you probably need to have a book. So get yourself ready, get any materials you need or preparations you need to make, and make that happen. So now we're going into part number 2, the set phase of the 8 Ps. The next one we're going to do is place. I want you to find a place in your house that you can put this list, this blueprint that you just filled in. Your blueprint is just the map of what you're going to do. It's the same thing when you're building a house. You're building a monument right now with those gorgeous pillars and steps, just like the Jefferson Monument. This is your monument. So you need blueprints to help you stay on track. This gets everybody on the same page. I just built a house and I had to give the blueprints to like 40 different people to make sure everybody was building the same house. Same thing here. You don't want to distract yourself. You want to keep yourself on track. So we're going to place your blueprint somewhere you will see it every single day. One of the clients I was working with this week, she has a goal and she wanted to do this goal, but it felt kind of distant. So I had her write it down and put it right in front of her every single day. And that has helped. So I want you to, excuse me, I want you to write this down physically on paper and then put it somewhere you'll see it every single day. That's one of the downfalls of New Year's resolutions. We say them into the air and then they disappear. But if you write them down and you put them somewhere you see them every day, not only are you consciously aware of it, but also it sneaks into your subconscious, and then even the back of your mind is realizing the importance and the value of what you're working on. So find a place that you can put this every single day, motivate yourself several times a day when you see it to stay on track. I put mine on my bathroom mirror and under my phone on my nightstand, or under my phone charger on my nightstand, so that I remember to do it in the morning and I remember to do it at night. I also have it on my phone so that anytime I'm just waiting for my kids or something like that, I can access it and look at it again. As many times a day as you can see this thing is going to be better for you. So that's P number 4, place. P number 5 is partner. This one is incredibly important. We talked about the problem of accountability. This is one of the best ways that you can overcome that problem. Partner with someone. Ask yourself, who's the person that you call when you have good news? Who's the person that you share the silly things and the crazy parts of you with? Who is that person? Who's the person that when you call them with good news, you know they're going to be as excited about it as you are? That person. Reach out to them and say, hey, I'm doing this thing and I want you to help me with it. Would you be my accountability partner? It's beautiful. If you don't have that person, I will be your person. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a minute, but reach out to somebody. Just get somebody in your corner, somebody on your page, on your team, so that you can keep going. Studies show that you're 2 times more likely to succeed if you write something down. You're 10 times more likely to succeed if you bring someone else in and you're accountable to someone besides yourself. So get your partner on board. P number 6 is pardon. Understand this is not about perfection. This is about progress. Like I talked about, that steady increase. It's not going to be like whoosh and then down and then up and then down. You're going to have some up and downs for sure. You're not going to just all of a sudden, here I am with my commitment, everything goes smooth sailing from there. No, it's going to be wavy on the way up, but it is going to continue on the way up. Forgive yourself when you mess up. Okay, I've messed up on this one and now I have to wait until January 1st again. Don't throw in the towel over one mistake. I often say, let one mistake be one mistake. Don't make it 2 things. Don't make it 3 things. Your brain loves patterns. So make the pattern be progress. Make the pattern be forgiveness. Make the pattern be okay with continued efforts, imperfect efforts. It's okay to mess up, but don't quit on yourself, because your goals and your dreams and your ambitions, they need to happen. So call your partner and say, hey, having a hard day, struggling today. Get your accountability, not only just to be accountable to that person, but also to support you when you need to pardon yourself. All right, we are now into part number 3. If you haven't written down your first ones yet, write down your 3 habits, your 1 pillar, your start date, your partner's name, reach out to them, make sure that that happens this week, decide where you're going to put this thing, where your placement is, and write down that you're going to pardon yourself. Say, I will forgive myself on that same sheet. Part number 7, P number 7, patience. This is one of the hardest things in the whole dang world, but this is what separates expectations from reality. When you learn to have patience with yourself, you not only give yourself permission to be imperfect, but you also give yourself the power of long-term change. Okay, so what kind of patience are we talking about here? Are we talking about I have to keep doing this thing forever and just wait and wait and wait until the results show up? No. This is an amazing part. I'm going to teach you what your superpowers are. So we keep talking about harnessing these 2 superpowers. Your conscious mind can focus on 3 to 10 things daily, but it only can stick to something for about 4 to 6 weeks. Then it gets tired and it gets worn out, and that's why most of us quit. Your subconscious, on the other hand, is the automatic part of your brain that you don't have to think about. When you're typing, when you send a message on your phone, what do you think about? You probably think about the words that you're sending, but you don't realize that you're activating muscles and bones and tendons, all sorts of things to make that happen. That is a habitual part of your body, part of your mind, your subconscious. So you have to work until those 2 parts, your conscious and subconscious, combine powers. You have to go until they work together. I know that sounds unsexy. It sounds unpretty. It doesn't sound exciting, but what it is it's permanent. Once you make those changes in your brain, those of you that are in Healthy and Happy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have felt those changes go from something that you do to just someone that you are, to just the way that you live. And it's absolutely incredible the power this has. Subconscious succession is my favorite part of this process, because that's where you go from daily conscious effort and doing to being, whatever it is. If you work on your mental health, and you go for 40 to 60 days. Most people, the research shows that it'll happen somewhere between 40 and 75 days for most people. 40 to 60 is where I have found that most of my clients really excel. And by 60 days, you're ready to go on to the next piece. Those of you that are in Healthy Happy, you are at day 60, and that's why you're here. You're ready to go on to the next piece. You're setting new goals. You're filling in your new blueprint, and you're starting with new habits. Maybe they're the same habits, just on the next level. Keep going, keep moving, but realize that you need that subconscious succession piece to succeed. If you give up before your subconscious gets on board, then your success continues to be short-term. We don't want that. We're tired of short-term success. We want long-term brain connections that stay with us so that these things become habitual. It's just something that happens in our lives. It's a part of the way we live. It's no longer something that we have to focus on to do. And P number 8 is my very favorite. This is not at the end because you wait till the end to party, but this is the last one I want you to talk about because it's the one I want you to think about. Whatever somebody says last, that's what you remember most, right? So this is the one I want you to remember most. Success breeds success. If you party on day 1, I started, let's celebrate. Then you send yourself a signal of, okay, this was awesome. Let's do a little bit more. And then the next day, you track on your blueprint and you mark, okay, I did this one this day. I did this one this day. I did this one this day. You see the successes. That's where that shift goes from needing to change to seeing what you are doing. So going back to that blueprint, your 3 habits that you just wrote down, I want you to mark a 1 on every single day that you do that habit. After 2 months, you'll have up to 60 tally marks. It probably won't be 60, but if it is, spectacular. Somewhere between 30 and 60 tally marks. Whatever your efforts are, even if it's just 2, but you are tracking what you are doing. I don't want you to focus on what you're not doing. It doesn't even matter. The days that you miss, whatever, let go and move on to the next day. Every day is a new day. Every habit is a new habit. By setting 3, you have 3 times every day to succeed. And once you focus on what you are doing, you motivate yourself from within to continue and to do a little bit more, to be a little bit greater, to access a little bit more in your mind to really power yourself. Party with yourself every single day you succeed. Party with your partner. Party along the way. Give yourself little rewards that keep you going, that apply to what you're doing. One reward I do is when I complete a health goal, whatever my goal is, I save money along the way and I buy myself shoes with about halfway through. I don't wait till the end. I buy myself new shoes about halfway through. I'm a shoe person. I love shoes. And so I usually buy running shoes about halfway through so that I have to work hard to get to the halfway point so I can get the shoes. And then once I have the shoes, I get to work hard in new shoes. It motivates me to keep going. So whatever your goal is, find a reward to get yourself to keep partying all along the way. See what you are doing. Focus on your successes, not on your needs, not on, I wish I had done this. We don't need to focus on that. We need to focus on what we are doing, and that will motivate us to do a little bit more. All right, the 8 Ps, you did it. We made it through all 8 Ps. I told you we would do this in under an hour, and we certainly didn't. P number 1 was ponder. Write down all those dreams. Put all those beautiful ambitions into the universe. Part number 2 is to actually make it happen. A lot of people make vision boards and do that kind of thing, and that's great, but that's only one step of the process. You have to complete these others in order to actually make it happen. So don't get caught up in the downfall of those others. Prioritize, figure out what your pillar is, harness your 2 superpowers and write down 3 to 10 habits. Plan. What's your start date? What's your end date? And what preparations do you need to make? Partner. Who's the person that will help you? Partner with that person. And pardon. Forgive yourself along the way. Just keep going. You're doing amazing things. They don't have to be perfect. Just keep going. And patience. Have patience until that subconscious mind comes forward and takes over the job for your conscious. Don't give up before that point, because that point is magic. 60 days. Push yourself all the way to 60 days of completing these habits. And P number 8, party, 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 party. Always party. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this all day long. It's not about perfection. The 8 Ps of progress move you forward toward your goals, but you don't have to be perfect on the way there. It's okay. Habitual lifestyle simply means that your on days outnumber and outrank your off days. Your successes are more important than the days that maybe you didn't, or maybe you had something come up or whatever. Make sure that your on days are the pattern. Those are the ones that happen most frequently. Doesn't have to be 100%, but you want it to be more than 50%. Make that be the pattern. Make that be the one that matters more than your excuses. And choose to see your success. Success is anything that you want to acknowledge as a success. I encourage you to acknowledge everything as a success. The more success you see, the more success you will have. Believe in yourself. I wouldn't be here talking to you about this if I didn't think you could do it. I do. I know you can do whatever you want to do, and I want to help you do that because your dreams and ambitions need to be in this amazing world. I want you to harness what you already have. You have everything inside you that you need to succeed. All you got to do is use those powers. Take time to process all of this. This is a ton of information. This is a huge workshop. Take time to process it, but I encourage you to start today. Even if I just told you to start Monday, start today by figuring out what your preparations are. Write down your start date, write down your pillar, write down your habits, make your blueprint and place it somewhere that you'll see it every single day. And then start on your start day. Get going today. All right, so let's go back into this really quick. We had 5 problems that we were dealing with, right? The first one, we've solved that problem with our 1 pillar focus. The lack of focus, the lack of direction we solved with our 3 to 10 habits. We know exactly how to get where we want to go now. The lack of accountability. You have a partner in this 8 Ps of progress. But if you want to take that to the next level, your best bet is to have support and coaching. 1 person to support you is spectacular. But if you have more people to support you that can personalize that journey for you, will make it so much easier. I want you to chase your happiness. If you go on if you read a book and they tell you exactly what to do that worked for them, awesome. That works for them. But you need to learn how to tweak that and change that and make it applicable to you. That's what a coach does. That's what a coach can do for you, is make sure that you're doing it your way. Chase what makes your soul happy. I don't want you to make my soul happy. I want you to make your soul happy. And if you're not sure how to do that, I absolutely would love to help you with that. So let's talk about overcomplicated nonsense and things that are so generic that people sell them to everyone. Meal plans, for example. Meal plans are not for everyone. That's not something I do. As a personal trainer, people come to me and say, hey, will you write me a meal plan? And I'm like, no. I'm going to give you all the dietary needs that you need for your specific body, but I need you to pick your own meals because you know what you like. You know what you can cook. You know what will work for your life. If I give you a meal plan with 50 ingredients that you don't even know what they are, you're not going to stick to that meal plan. But if you form these things and you do it your own personal way, then things become way less complicated, way simpler, and it's personally connected to you so that you understand it, you love it, and you can stick to it. So accountability and support guarantee results. If you have someone that is keeping you accountable all the way through day 60, you can't give up on yourself. You can't do it. And if you have a coach there with you, teaching you how to form these long-term brain connections for you personally, that will stay with you long-term. It's not going to stay with you for 60 days. It's going to stay with you for the rest of your dang life. It's absolutely incredible how much power these programs have. So the 4th problem is the lack of follow-through. Again, that subconscious succession. So many people don't reach that because their conscious mind gets tired before that point. This point is called the slump, or the James Clear in Atomic Habits, he calls it the plateau of latent potential. So your brain slumps between your start and your subconscious succession. There's a dip there that your conscious mind is like, I don't know if we want to do this anymore. Most people quit there. I want you to keep going. I want you to understand the process. That's why I'm telling you this here, all free information so that you can take this and run with it. Keep going beyond that slump. Get to day 60 where you feel that subconscious mind really come into play. And that's where the long-term changes happen. No more on again, off again, up and down and back and forth and trying the same thing over and over again. This is lasting change that will stay with you. To give you a little visual for this, I want you to think of your brain like a hot air balloon. That little tiny basket, that little gondola at the very bottom, that's your conscious. That's all you're given to work with. So you focus on, that's where you steer the thing. That's where you make the heat. That's where all the action happens. But what lifts you and carries you is the other humongous part of that thing. The huge balloon piece is where the heat is held. That is what actually lifts you and moves you. So if you can learn to focused and use that tiny little piece of your conscious mind to fill that subconscious mind with greatness and habits and skills and knowledge that will take you where you want to go long after the effort has stopped. Once you fill that balloon with heat, it's going to keep going. It's absolutely incredible. And then part number 5 is the blueprint. We already talked about this. I just gave it to you for free on here again. I want you to use this stuff. I want you to change the way that you see your goals. The blueprint seems too simple, and that's why most people don't use this kind of a thing. But what this does is it connects your left brain and your right brain, takes your creative process and puts it in a logical, measurable way. And that is what is the X factor in connecting your conscious and subconscious mind. So in this training, we covered those first 2 for sure. You've got your pillar, you've got your habits, you're ready to go. If these next 3 are the 3 that you struggle with, if accountability and follow through and lack of happiness are the ones that are hard for you, I encourage you to take this to the next level. If while you were working through your ponder and your prioritize, health or habits came up as your number 1 priority, I'm talking to you. I want you to stay here for this. If you want to improve your health and habits long term, I'm going to present you with something right now that will change the way that this works for you. If you are new to this concept, if you are new to this whole, and you're new to me and you haven't worked with me before, or maybe you have before, but you haven't done this full program, I encourage you to check this out just the next 10 minutes. We'll be really quick and we'll get this knocked out. But I want you to understand how amazing this opportunity is right now. So this is called Healthy and Happy. In 60 days, we are going to transform your health, your physical health. And I'm not just talking about fitness. I'm not just talking about diet. I'm talking about all of it. Your water, your diet, your fitness, your sleep, your balance, your every single part of your physical health. We're going to work them all together here. We're going to maximize your potential with 10 habits, which is why you need a coach and a support team to get through this. It's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's going to change the way you see your health. It's absolutely incredible. 100% success rate. Every single person who has completed this course has come back with positive response and long-term change. You could talk to any of them. I could post up testimonials on here all day. So I want you to learn to lose weight and actually keep it off. This isn't weight that's going to come back when you start eating carbs again. This is weight that you can actually lose that will stay because you're doing it right. I want you to control your nutrition in a way that is simple and fun, not a way that sucks the life out of you and makes you want to scream. I want you to have a positive relationship, not only with your body and the amazing tool that you have, but also with things like sugar. This shouldn't be something you dread. This should be something you look forward to. We're going to make simple changes in the way that you see sugar so that it becomes a positive in your life again and not a negative. We're going to find real motivation that starts in here and produces results long-term, whether you're thinking about it or not. I'm going to save you time. I'm going to save you energy, and I'm going to save you mental space so that you can think about what you want to, not what you have to. When you improve your health, everything else improves. That's why I always start with this one first. Healthy and happy is not a diet. It is not a competition. It is not complicated, and it is not time consuming. It's a 2-month healthy habits coaching program that has everything built into this one program. You've got accountability and coaching. You've got one-on-one, you've got personalization, you've got the full total health like I talked about. We also talk about mindset to make sure that you understand the process and you understand yourself so that these become long-term changes that you can apply in every aspect of your life. We're going to master your habits, like I just said, so you can take the process, take the same blueprint system and do it all over your life. We're going to improve your physical health first. Then we're going to master the process in any of your other goals. All those things that you wrote down in that ponder step, we're going to hit them all one at a time. This thing is super efficient. Like I said, I tested it for 7 years and I cut the fat. Anything that wasn't extremely valuable, I removed. All right, we're going to cruise right through this. I'm looking for 5 to 10 women to join this program right now. If you need or want to improve your long-term health, I need or want to work with you. If you want or need to prioritize yourself, maybe for the first time in a long time, this is for you. This is what you deserve. And this works long-term. If you're tired of the hamster wheel of going up and down and back and forth, this is the one that actually works. This is not for you. If you are looking for an intense, complicated system that is going to lead to short-term results, this is not for you. If you cannot commit to loving yourself and putting yourself as a priority for 60 days, this is not for you. This is only for those people who really want change and can spend 2 months of their life creating a lifetime of difference. If you're not sure if you fall into one of these categories, let's set up a free phone call and we can talk about it and see if the program is right for you. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Such a good, powerful quote. If you're loving what I'm talking about and you're like, yes, this is what I need, this is what I'm ready to go, head to livelifeconscious.com/store/course and get in here. Enroll right now. The content in this course is you're going to get 60 days of healthy habits. You're going to get health mastery, mind mastery, all based on the life conscious philosophy that we talked about. You're going to get weekly workouts. You're going to get a workbook that comes with this whole program that helps you work through your thoughts. It also contains a positivity journal to help you stay in that growth mindset. And you get the blueprint, my piece de resistance. This is the difference maker. So this package just by itself is a $600 value. The support and coaching though, this is where the magic becomes guaranteed. On demand. So you're going to be in this private Facebook group, and anytime you have a question, anytime you have a bad day, anytime you need something, you type it in that chat and I respond within 24 hours. Also, you're going to get the support of the group. Everyone is in the same program. All of you are doing healthy and happy. You're doing the same 10 steps. You're doing the same things, only they're personalized to you because of that coaching aspect. So you're there to support each other. You're doing the same sort of journey, but it's all a little bit personalized. So getting it from me is great, but then you'll be able to ask a question like, oh, how do you like your vegetables? You're going to get 10 responses of different people that do it different ways so that you have lots of options instead of just one. You're going to get this weekly accountability. This is 4 months. It used to be a 4-month program, but you're going to get it for 2 full months. And then we can continue into the life conscious habits after that if you want. This guarantees your progress. This makes sure that your long-term results happen, not just forcefully so, but they happen on autopilot. This value alone is $1,600 value. So the two things together, you're going to get weekly Zoom coaching and accountability. You're going to get 2 to 3 trainings, video trainings in a whole content research-based program with the workbook and the journal and all of that other good stuff. You'll get 2 to 3 of those per week. It's not a huge time commitment. It's about an hour a week that you have to participate in to get the most out of this. Then I also send you a weekly workout that you have access to for life. And like I said before, on demand, 24/7 coaching that is personalized to you. It's over $2,000, but I'm not going to ask you to pay that because that's crazy. Today, only $497. One payment of $497, or we can split it up into 2 monthly payments of $250 if that works better for you. You're going to get the healthy and happy. You're going to get the coaching and support. You're going to get another round of 8 P's of progress at the end so that you can apply this same system that you learn and master with the rest of your life. Start with physical health, then we move into other things. Let me ask you, if you just saw that price tag and you thought, oh, I don't know about that, what is your health and habits worth to you? Then ask yourself another question. In 2 months from now, if you start today with this healthy and happy program, I guarantee you will have 10 new habits, a new mindset, a new way that you see your life, your goals, and yourself in 2 months. If you don't do this program and you do your own thing starting today, where will you be in 2 months? Thank you for being here today. I'm so excited to work with you. I hope that you guys get in here. And if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'll leave you with this. Find happiness by consciously living in the present, while at the same time, your habits subconsciously propel you toward a better future. That is how we find happiness in the life we have while we build the life we want. All right. Thanks again, you guys, for being here. This was a lot. This was so much information in an hour. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. But right now, I want to focus on those 5 to 10 women who need better health, who want improved habits, and who want to get healthy for the last time. If you do it right, then it stays with you forever. And this is the way to do that. Healthy and happy is absolutely my brainchild and my life's work. And I know that it works because I've done it in my own life many, many times. I love it so much. And I hope that you come to love it as well. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me and I will see you in there. Till then, I'm Susie B. Live life conscious and happy helping.